Andrew Yang predicts pharmacist jobs will be automated. What to do? This is a response to Paul Tran's video. In just 9 days, he got 23,000 views. And I think a lot of people really want to know, what's going on with automation and are pharmacists subject to it. And here is the clip from Andrew Yang, who is the Democratic hopeful. Here's his thought on what's going on with pharmacists.
The truth is that what happened to the 4 million manufacturing workers here in Ohio and Michigan and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and Iowa did not care about our political party. The fourth industrial revolution is now migrating from manufacturing workers to retail, call centers, transportation, as well as to white-collar workers like attorneys, pharmacists, and radiologists. It does not care about our party.
But the quote is a little misleading in that he said, as well as to white-collar workers like attorneys, pharmacists, and radiologists. But let's look at what he didn't say. He didn't say attorneys, pharmacists, and physicians. Those are 3 job classes. What he said was attorneys, pharmacists, radiologists. Radiologists are a subclass. In Rise of the Robots, it's a book on page 152 by Martin Ford. He talks about radiologists and that 2 things happen to them that can easily happen to pharmacy. The time at which it takes them to do their task went from 20 to 30 minutes to 3. And the double check that they can have, where you have a second radiologist reading it for a better cancer screening or cancer detection, you can use AI for that instead of using a second MD. And that makes it a lot better for cancer patients. Now, what we really want to know is which pharmacist subclasses are the winners and losers, not which pharmacists as a whole. And so I've seen this 9 pharmacy job series. It's kind of interesting. I think it's on Instagram. But all these jobs that we have, but these are not really entry-level jobs for the most part. And that's what's frustrating new graduates, is that there are not positions for them, because you don't just become an oncology pharmacist without a residency. I mean, you may not need PGY2, but you'll probably need PGY1 and so forth. So a lot of different openings, but not necessarily for someone without additional training. And the big kind of misconception is that there is a 0% job outlook for pharmacists, and Paul talks about it actually being probably a lot less. But this is a sum of gains and losses. It's not 0 for everybody. Some areas are going to rise and some areas are going to go down, and you want to be in the ones obviously that are going to rise. And the big kind of thing right now is the pharmacy residency the answer? That is, does getting a pharmacy residency protect you from automation that Andrew Yang is talking about? Does someone with a residency have better job potential than someone who doesn't? And what he went over in his video is, what should you do as a P1, P2, P3, P4, or if you're a pharmacist in one of those losing job areas? And I guess I just reversed the question in this way, because I'm a parent and I can't really put myself in the shoes of a student. And I said, Dad, will you help me pay for a college degree that experts say has 0 job growth over the next 10 years? And I think my answer to that would be, okay, well, that class in its entirety is the sum of gains and losses. Let's see if it's reasonable for you over that time period to get into that area that would have gains, and 2, are you interested in that area? Because a lot of the areas that do have that are technology areas, and a lot of people that are going in may not have that interest in technology. So again, Paul Tran did a great job with that video. I definitely recommend that you watch it, but I think it comes down to this. 1, are you going to be able to be in a job growth area? And 2, are you willing to take that risk? Because right now, the number of students going in hasn't gone down in the last 4 years. and it's not moving down as the projections for jobs move down. So it's a big risk. It's certainly a personal decision, but I think Paul Tran has given one of the best ways to kind of evaluate where you are and what you should do.